You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
This is Tom Cock. Yeah, I know you are in love with your wife or your significant other. You may be in love with your football team. But really, do you have to love your company so much, the company you work for, that you put your current income and your retirement and everything and lump it all into one place? What in the world am I talking about? I'm talking about you owning company stock, especially in your 401k. And why am I raising this? Well, because another study is out showing that despite Enron, despite WorldCom, despite Washington Mutual, you continue to believe in the firm you work for, and you're piling untold amount of your retirement into one single stock. Why? Because you trust it. You work there. You know the guy in the cubicle next to you, or woman, pardon me. You know the CEO who is extremely smart, good looking, it can never do anything wrong. Your company is run conservatively. That's my favorite one. And you come in our office on a regular basis and say, yeah, I know, I listen to you guys all the time, and I know about the company stock thing, but my company's different. This is really a great firm. And the numbers are astounding to me. GE, a third of the 401k plan in GE stock, which, by the way, recently dropped 60% in 1 year. A company called Scana, 60% of the assets in company stock. By the way, that stock fell 50% in 1 year. PACCAR, local truck builder, you may know them, had a great run the last few years, but their stock not that long ago dropped 70% in about a year's time. I could go on and on and on, but I wish you wouldn't make me. So here's what we do in our office. You come in and you tell me that story, and I say, just hold on 1 second. I go get an actual share, the actual printed share of Washington Mutual. Now, Washington Mutual was, for those of you old enough to remember, the friend of the family. Washington Mutual was the fastest growing trust bank in the United States, the largest, I believe, at the time of their departure as a company in 2008. And I had the pleasure of interviewing Kerry Killinger, who ran the place, or displeasure. And Kerry always had a great story about what was going on with the firm until he didn't. And this is always the history of individual companies. Great ideas come along and last for a while. Great ideas may grow huge, they may not, but there's no reason for you to take the risk of owning company stock in your 401k. Okay, at the end of the day, if you got to own some, what would be the terms? Well, you could consider, some companies have the net unappreciated assets, an NUA program where you are able to get some tax benefit by saving in company stock. If you have to own your company firm so you can say I'm an owner, by the way, if you own a diversified portfolio, you own it anyway. But if you had to, I'd say no more than 5% of your holdings in that company stock. And here's the caveat, the other one I run into very regularly. As you get closer to retirement, that percentage should go down. And I don't care if the stock has done way better than the market over the last 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Because remember, for the risk, the amount of risk you're taking to make that money, it's off the charts. The risk-return ratio there simply does not make sense. Company stock, not a good idea. By the way, you're tremendously biased because, as I said, you know, you work there, you know what's going on, you know it's a well-run company until it's not. Sell that company stock, build a diversified portfolio, and hopefully your future will look better. I'm Tom Cock.
Talking real money. We hope you realize that the The information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.